Down of history's embrace, Captain's quarters sets the pace with Captain Mayhem at the helm. A voyage of knowledge, a story to round. Captain's quarters weekly delight, where history's treasures take flight. Led by Mayhem, Longwood, and Joe, they explore the past, row by row. Navigator Longwood charts the course, guiding listeners to knowledge's source. Cartographer Joe with maps in hand unveils the...
Well, hello. Well, I just got caught off guard there real quick. Welcome to the show. I see quite a few here listening and prepping bottles. That's a good job for you, Will, Liz, for you. Yep, he's taking care of my grandbaby. And I see Black Ball's on board, and I see Zachary Harker's on board. We'll see who else pops in here along the way. Listening and chewing pizza. I will keep your chewing to yourself. Hey, Davey, how do we get everybody interested in finding our show? There it is right there. Use that YouTube link, that QR code, and watch us, follow us. Hey, let's see, watch us, follow us, subscribe to us. We're going to fix that so I don't have to remember that anymore. I did some research and found out how we can make a motion picture kind of a thing that shows that all there, and we may even be able to put our characters in it, Davey. So I'll let you know what I found out. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, QR code us, find us, like us, follow us, and subscribe to us so you can keep up with everything we're doing. And later on in the show, you're going to find out that next week's show is going to be a very special show. It'll be our first one that we've ever tried, really. And we hope you'll join us for that. But we'll talk more about it in a little bit. For now, let's kick it off with a little bit of fun. I believe it is time for Joke of the Week with Minnie Mayhem. I have my schedule right down here. I probably should put it up here where I can see it. Go ahead. Is Minnie Mayhem in the studio?
He is in and ready to go.
Ahoy, mates. Minnie Mayhem here with Joke of the Week. Sponsored by our cartoonist friend, Travis Romney of Salt City Comics. Why was the pirate so good at storytelling? Think about it, and I'll give you the answer at the end of the show.
Why was the pirate so good at storytelling? I don't know. I guess we'll catch that at the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. At the very end of the show, we'll do us a recap of Minnie Mayhem and its joke, a reveal, so to speak. For now, though, we always like to jump right into all these things we're doing, and it is time for This Week in Nautical History, sponsored by our good friends, Miss Gina and the Ancient City Sirens. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you want a good dance troupe, it's them. Miss Gina can take care of your dancing needs for any event, and I will be working with her. We'll be talking about it later on. I will be working with her at the Rum Festival, which, Davey, reminds me, we need to send Gonzo a link in his Facebook messaging. Have we done that yet?
No, but I can do that.
He's on your Facebook, right?
Yep, I can do it to him.
Go ahead. Send it to him. I told him we'd send him something at 8:30, and here it is, 8 o'clock. So
I'll do it while This Week in Nautical's going on.
Go ahead. This Week in
Nautical History on July 14th, 1945. Battleship USS South Dakota is first U.S. ship to bombard Japan. July 15th, 1862. CSS Arkansas vs. USS Coeur d'Alene and Queen of the West engage at Yazoo River. July 16th, 1615. Nighttime naval battle off the coast of Peru between Dutch fleet led by Joris Spilbergen and Spanish fleet carrying silver. 2 Spanish ships sunk. July 17th, 1816. La Argus accidentally discovers raft holding survivors from wrecked French frigate Medusa. After 13 days at sea, only 15 of 151 remain, the rest having been cannibalized, murdered, or committed suicide. This event was made famous by Theodore Grécolt's painting The Raft of the Medusa. July 18th, 1801, HMS Investigator sets off on a voyage to determine if New Holland, Australia, is one island or two under command of Matthew Flinders, with botanist Robert Brown and artist Ferdinand Bauer and William Westell aboard. July 19th, 1545, King Henry VIII's flagship Mary Rose sinks at Portsmouth. 73 die. And finally, on July 20th, 1793, Scottish explorer Alexander Mackenzie completes the first European east-to-west crossing of North America to Mexico. And that was This Week in Nautical History.
Very good, Davey. Very, very good. And I'm seeing some comments there. What's this new thing that's happening, Mandy? Can you tell us? Do you know?
So, yeah, I know. Me and Zachary are playing with it right now. I had to look into it when I was like, what is this?
Well,
So
what made me think about it is it says definitely, Zachary says, here, I'll post it up there.
Yeah, it's going to be a low-key game, basically. If you go further up, Zachary makes a low-key, this XP thing might become some sort of challenge. So what it is you get XP for comments that you make in the chat, and you get XP for sending like super chats and stuff like that in the live chat on the feed. And it resets every single new time. So it's a very interesting thing, but it gives us ratings of like top fans. And so these little crowns that you can't see on the StreamYard, but on YouTube, it shows your ranking. So right now, Zachary's number 1. I'm sitting number 2 because me and him were chatting earlier. And then Blackball took number 3. And so if other people start commenting, it'll start messing with all of that, and we'll move up and down a chain ranking.
Okay. So anybody that's in the comment section can make comments and they'll get these little points.
Correct.
They don't have to be members. It can be anybody.
Yeah, it's just basically a game for anybody that's on the live stream to see who's like top fans and top commenters.
Oh, cool. Well, then we
Captain-
might have to keep track of it and maybe reward some people for who's going to become top fans or whatever.
Captain,
like
I'm
that.
curious
our
if-
guest is in the wings.
I see Mr. Gonzo's in the wings, and we'll bring him in just a few minutes. Make him just sit there and stare at us.
I'm curious if after the stream, if it'll give us on the backside the scores and who's like up top and stuff. I don't know if it will or won't though.
Well, if it does, that would be something that would be really cool to add into our thank yous.
Could be.
Yeah.
And now Will is trying to spike it. He's trying to.
Good job, Will the historian. That is such a cool idea. He just got 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Winner
5.
gets free rum according to Ransom.
And Ransom says winner gets free rum. Woo-hoo. All right, very good. And welcome, Al Lane. It's nice to have you aboard. Very good, very good. And game on. Absolutely. I like it when we find out some new things that really work for us. That's great. So, how about quote of the week, Davey, by Spyglass Travel? Al, yes, you must be big enough to admit your mistakes, smart enough to learn from them, and strong enough to correct them. John C. Maxwell. That sounds really cool. I like that. I had a thought and it went right through my head. Oh, yeah, Spyglass Travel. I should tell everybody who they are. Spyglass Travel will give you a great walking tour of St. Augustine, ladies and gentlemen. If you want a good walking tour of St. Augustine, you go on and call my friends there at Spyglass Travel, Kevin and Angie, and they'll give you not only a good tour and history of St. Augustine, but a good 1-hour cardio workout walking around the city. And in this heat, that is something I can tell you. So, Spyglass Travel, we thank them for sponsoring our quote of the week. And 8 bells. It's time for 8 bells. Now, we're going to be adjusting 8 bells because we're going sometimes to an every 2-week show, so we will adjust things. I did notice that Davey may have made some changes already, so that's good. So, our sponsor for 8 bells is Marco's Pizza. If you want a really great pizza, Marco's makes the best. I like them better than any of the others I've tried in this area. I have to say that. I probably could get in trouble for that, but Marco's Pizza is the best. I love them. And you can get a pizza, and believe it or not, even though that picture shows that, Mandy does not come on the pizza. I can tell you that. She's not part of the deal. All right, go ahead. Let's see what the 8 bells are. All right, let's see. 8 bells. William Soren Madsen. And many of you already know who he is. He was an American actor in addition to his frequent collaborations with Quentin Tarantino, Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill Volume 2, The Hateful Eight, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He was known for his appearances in films including War Games, The Natural, The Doors, Thelma and Louise, Free Willy, Species, Donnie Brasco, Die Another Day, Sin City, and Scary Movie 4. He was only 67 years old, ladies and gentlemen, and seeing that scared me because I'm 67. All right, David G. Flabat, an American television producer and writer. Flabat produced and wrote for television programs including I'm Dying Up Here, Good Advice, Ellen, Just Before I Go, Commando, Nanny, Taxi, 022, Masters of Sex, 8 Simple Rules, Will and Grace, The Sopranos, Desperate Housewives, Suddenly Susan, Sherry, Raising Hope, State of Mind, Chance, George Lopez, The 5 Mrs. Buchanan's, Boardwalk Empire, The Gina Davis Show, and The Bernie Mac Show. His final credit was the series Tulsa King, producing and writing episodes in the show's first and second seasons. He was only 65 years old. Is that the only 2, Davey?
No, I'm just.
There we go. Jimmy Lee Swaggart, an American Pentecostal televangelist, pastor, media mogul, author, and gospel music artist. Swaggart was ordained as a pastor by the Assemblies of God. He went on to become one of the most well-known televangelists in America. Swaggart wrote about 50 Christian books offered through his ministry. He sold over 15 million records worldwide as a gospel artist, and in 1980, he received a Grammy Award nomination. He was 90 years old. And this one here was a surprise also. Julian Dana William McMahon, an Australian-American actor. He was the only son of Sir William McMahon, a former Prime Minister of Australia. He was best known for his roles as Ben Lucchini in The Home and Away, Detective John Grant in Profiler, Cole Turner in Charmed, Dr. Christian Troy in Nip and Tuck, Dr. Doom in the Fantastic Four duology, Jonah in Runaways, and Jess LaCroix in FBI Most Wanted. His other films included Premonition, Red, The Surfer. For his performance in Nip Tuck, McMahon was nominated for the Golden Globe for his Best Actor in the television drama series. He was only 56 years old, ladies and gentlemen. 56. Very good. Oh, I guess I should sit down now. Thank you, Davey. Those were good ones, all of them well known, and it was a surprise to see many of them. But we must move on. I did not, let's see, This Week in History, Davey.
No.
You have This Week in History?
We must have ship bells.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. And I got my drink just for it, too. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's show some respect to those that have passed on with 8 bells. Take it away, Davey. Thank you. Ah, very good. I'm just so excited about some things going on with the way the show is working out. And also trying to keep track of a couple of things happening on Facebook.
Now it's This Week in History.
Good. I am going to brag about this message I just got. All right, very good. So now we do This Week in History, sponsored by Dick's Wings. Go ahead, Davey. Take it away. I don't need to say anything.
Where does the captain take his hungry crew for a good lunch special? Why, Dick's Wings. Daily lunch specials even a pirate could afford. Why, look, a table filled with flavors and tastes for even the most discriminating of pirates. A great lunch and a great time is always had by all at Dick's Wings, St. Augustine, Florida, US 1 South.
We begin This Week in History on July 14th, 1853. U.S. President Franklin Pierce opens the exhibition of the Industry of All Nations, a World's Fair, at Crystal Palace in New York City, now site of Bryant Park. July 15th, 1799. The Rosetta Stone is found in the Egyptian village of Rosetta by French captain Pierre François Bouchard during Napoleon's Egyptian campaign. July 16th, 1969. Apollo 11 launched, carrying first men to land on the moon. July 17th, 1862. John Hunt Morgan's Confederate cavalry raid reaches Cynthiana, Kentucky. July 18th, 1938. Douglas Romway Corrigan arrives in Ireland after a 28-hour flight supposedly left New York flying for California. July 19th, 1692. 5 more people, Rebecca Nurse, Susanna Martin, Elizabeth Howe, Sarah Good, and Sarah Wilds, hanged for allegedly practicing witchcraft as a result of the Salem witch trials at Massachusetts Bay Colony. And finally, on July 20th, 1877, Great Railroad Strike. Labor issues turn violent as state militia confronts much larger crowd of rail workers and supporters. Rocks met with bullets in Baltimore, Maryland. 10 killed and federal troops called in to restore order. And that was This Week in History.
Very good, Davey. Very good. Always interesting stuff. Now, normally I have a shot across the bow that I would write something. I'm only going to throw this out for everybody to hear. Over the last week, in fact, less than that, I have seen 2 brand new pirate tour attractions in St. Augustine, one of them being advertised by a company that's not even in St. Augustine. And just earlier today, my friend Scott, who plays the Grinch for the Tasting Tours company, who I play Santa Claus for the Tasting Tours, the Night of Lights, another company has decided now to also offer a Grinch ride. Now, as somebody said earlier when we were talking on Facebook, that's just competition. I would agree with you. That is just competition. But believe it or not, there are no less than 35 pirate, ghost, and specialty tours offered in St. Augustine now. It's gotten beyond competition, and it's now saturating the market to such a point that there are more tours than there will be tourists. It is ridiculous, and it's unprofessional. I don't know what the answer is. I really don't. But I really do believe that somehow, some way, people need to stop being so greedy about things. I do I do acting classes in St. Augustine because there are so many tour guides in St. Augustine that need help. Reenactors, pirates, tour guides. They truly need help to become good tour guides, a quality product. It's hard to get a quality product when anybody thinks they can just put on a pirate outfit, or anybody thinks they can put on a British uniform, or anybody thinks they can tell a few stories. And I've stood next to some of the tour guides that are telling the stories out there. They're not quite right. So what's the answer? I don't know. But I will be promoting tasting tours very strong this year. And some of my own tours in the Pirate Museum, extremely strong. But for now, let's just go ahead and move on to On the Horizon. Ladies and gentlemen, On the Horizon, there is our show listing coming up, and you can see that we have a new show coming up next week. It is a members only show. That show is only for those that have bought memberships into our system. You can go to Patreon, or you can go to YouTube, and we have a system that you can buy. If you go to Patreon, you can be a member, Powder Monkey, First Mate, or Captain. Now, to be in the members only, we are pushing towards the First Mate and the Captain's membership, primarily pushing to the Captain's membership. But since we are just starting this right now, we're going to be a tad more lenient about it for at least this first one. But we will be pushing toward everybody to be towards the captains. Mandy, what are the 3 memberships on YouTube? Because they're not the exact same as Patreon.
So you have Pirate Crew at $1.99. You have Masters of Arms at $2.99, and you have the Shipwright at $4.99. Both the $2.99 and the $4.99 include all the members' videos, like where you can go get into the other ones. The $4.99 one actually does a whole nother special members only live chat as well, where you can get into a whole extra side chat with everybody. And then all of them have emojis and badges, and I add you to all the graphics. And I may have just messed with the emojis like 2 seconds ago because I realized I could change one. So if Zachary wants to go check out the emojis, he can go see that I made a Captain's Lost It one. So.
All right. Well, we'll have to play with that a little bit. So in my notes, all I wanted to do is talk about next week's show and push the membership. We're not trying to push the membership for a great deal of money, ladies and gentlemen, but it does cost money to run these shows, and we do have to pay for the platform. So we're helping out a little bit, or hoping you will help us out a little bit too. You can always just go and make a contribution with that, with no worries about it at all. But for now, join our membership list. Oh, and we talked about this pre-show. Everybody that's a member that would like to be included in the members only show next Monday night, we're not going to open it up to the public. It's only for the members. We need your email. So we need you to email Captain's Quarters Podcast 21 at gmail.com and give us your email, because then we, that night, will send you links via your email so that you can be on the screen with us. And we're going to just sit, and we're hoping it's just going to be pretty much a pirate conclave. All right? So if you want to be a part of our show that night and just have a conversation and have your face on the screen, and we'll just talk about anything we come up with. It's going to be our first one. We want to see how it goes. And we do have 3 others planned between now and Christmas time. So let's play with this one and see what happens and have some fun. I know, for example, Zachary, you have to go to bed early, but you could be there for at least the first part of the show. Even if we stay longer, we'll sing you a lullaby. And so there we go. On that note, I think Gonzo just vanished.
He did.
Uh-oh. Where did he go?
Either disconnected or I don't know, something, but he's not online anymore.
I don't see him anywhere. Okay, so while we're waiting to see if he pops back in, Michelle Murillo has sent me a message, and she'd like to be on our show in September. So I'll start looking at some dates there. And for everybody that's watching, I'll tell you, she's got a really great podcast that she's doing. There he is coming in. We go ahead and bring him on in when you're ready, Davey. There he is. Very good. Hello, Mr. Gonzo.
How you guys doing today?
We're doing good. Sorry to make you wait a little bit there. So let's tell everybody why you're here. Davey, do you have one of the things for the Rum Festival?
I do have one of the things for the Rum Festival.
Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. There is a good advertisement for the Pirates of the 14th annual. That was 14th Daytona Rum Fest. It's the 15th this time, right, Mr. Gonzo?
No, this is actually the 14th.
Oh, wait, I see, 2025. Well, I'm a pirate. I can't read. So let's talk about it for a few minutes. It's on Main Street in Daytona. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right, 6 o'clock it starts, correct?
Yes, sir.
So
starts at 6 o'clock as far as the festivities.
Right.
The parade starts at 7:30 sharp, so we need all the pirates to be down by the Cruisin' Cafe, which is in the corner of Main Street and A1A, to start the parade.
And then the parade works its way down.
The parade will work its way down Main Street, and it ends in front of Peninsula Avenue, in front of the Boot Hill Saloon. At 8 p.m., we're going to have a sword fighting demonstration featuring Keith and Janice Hill from Forge and Fire. 8:30, we'll have a belly dancing show in front of Main Street Station. 9 p.m., we'll have another sword fighting demonstration at the Full Moon Saloon. And our last belly dancing show will be in front of Froggies at 9:30, and at 9:45 is the fireworks over Main Street.
All right. So I'm going to be there to do some street magic, and I'm pretty much going to probably have a wagon that I'm going to drag props around with me, and I can just stop and do magic wherever I want, right?
You can set up in one place if you want to, or if you just want to go up and down the street, whatever you feel. You're the professional. There's no need to tell you what you do.
All right.
So you can do as you please.
I may stay in one place because I have a banner that I'd like to put up, and the banner will advertise what I'm going to do. And I don't want to do a show at 7 from 7 to 7:30. So I want to do something before the parade and after parade, and I'll keep track of everybody so I'm not trying to walk over anybody else too. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you can, if you want to do a third show, that is completely up to you. We're going to have a spot for you right next to where the mermaids at, all right? Right on the sidewalk, right next to the Full Moon Saloon where they're going to have a band playing. But that should interfere with you as far as what you're announcing.
All right, very good. Sounds like fun. And I'm probably going to do it without any kind of sound system. I'm just going to use my loud, obnoxious voice.
We'll see if we can get power over from Full Moon Saloon to you and get you some kind of extension cord. We'll take care of that earlier in the day. Myself and Angeline will be there probably at 4 p.m. setting everything up, making sure everything's ready to go.
All right, very good. Well, I'll be working on getting everything ready this week so that I can drive on down. I have to do a couple of tours at the museum, and then I'll be there. So who sponsors this entire festivity?
It used to be what was called the Main Street Association. Then 2 years ago, most of the bars were sold at one time. So last year, it was completely sponsored by the city of Daytona itself. This year, it's sponsored half by the city of Daytona, and the other half is sponsored by what's left of the Main Street Association. I think the main sponsor, as far as the event itself, is Politis and Matavina, but it's actually put together by the Main Street merchants that are left.
Well, I think it's going to be a good time. I did not make it 2 years ago, but I've been to almost every one for the last maybe 10.
Yes.
But I think it was 2 years ago I didn't make it. Last year I know I was there. I did speak through messages with Angelina June. We know that she had some medical issues through the last couple of days, but she said she's going to be there.
She'll be there.
And so we'll just have to make sure we say hello to her and make sure she's taken care of. Anything else you want to tell anybody about?
Just come on down. It's always a fun time. You know, the only thing I ask and I request of pirates, if you're going to have a weapon or whatever, please maintain a peace tie. You know, if one of the bars denies you entry because you have a weapon on you, that's up to the bars. That is not up to us, and that is out of our control. So the pirates need to understand that. But, we'll have crews from all over Florida, and anyone who wants to be in the parade is welcome to be in the parade. The only float we plan to have is the Siren's Revenge will be provided by Gina. We have a couple from Ormond Beach who have I'm not even sure what it is. It's like a 1940s Ford pickup truck that's all done up like a pirate ship, which is pretty cool. So we're going to let them be in the parade as well.
Well, that'll be cool. That'll be very cool. Yeah, Miss Gina's float. I probably will stand on the sidelines and cheer everybody by.
The parade this year will be led, like the last couple of years, by the Daytona Pipes and Drums. Then Keith and Janice Hill as the Royal Escort, and then all the pirate crews, and then the float.
Very good. Very good. Well, I think it'll be a good time. Have you, not to here, knock on wood, are you keeping an eye on the weather?
Weather looks good for that day. No rain is expected. It will be with the heat index up to over about 105.
Yeah, I'll be wearing easier clothes to perform in. That I've already made that decision. We did it. One of the years we did it, I don't remember if you were involved in it, but one of the years we did it, the rain came in at about an hour and a half into the event and stayed for about 3 hours, and everybody was soaked. It was drenched city. It was really something.
Yeah, I remember that. It was actually pretty funny because later on in the night, somebody was playing country music, and there were all the pirates in the middle of Main Street line dancing in the rain. It was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, that's it. You know, there's nothing funnier than watching pirates either sing or dance. Right. Well, is there any charities based behind this one, or is this one just completely something that
This is just a fun time. It's not a charity event at all. It's a fun time where all the crews can get together. We've got pirates coming from St. Augustine, of course. We've got several crews coming from Tampa and St. Petersburg and stuff like that. So we got people coming from all over Florida. It's just a fun time. So
you may have, and I haven't noticed because the last 3 or 4 days I've been running nonstop. Have you put a map out yet to the event?
No, because it's just going to be on Main Street. I will do a post for the performers as to where to park. You can park anywhere between Main Street and the auditorium. So traffic itself on Main Street is going to close at 4 p.m. So they can set up the food truck. Some of the bars are allowed to put bars all the way into the street. So you can drink on the street. The only thing the city asks is that if you buy a drink, it has to be in a cup. It cannot be in a bottle or can.
Okay.
So
yeah,
that is the only restriction.
That's important to pass on to everybody. I have to readjust my scheduling so that I can make it there. I may not be able to make it there by 4, so I have to.
No, that's fine. I mean, as long as you can get to one of the side streets and get close, you don't actually have to be set up till 6.
Okay.
So you don't have to be there 4. That's more for like the mermaids, because we're going to have the mermaids there for a photo op. It takes them a while to set up their tent, and more for the street vendors and the food trucks who sometimes it takes them a while to set up.
All right. Well, I'll make my game plan and I'll send it ahead of time so you know what's going on. Send me some kind of a diagram of where I'm parked, where I can park, and then I'll map it out.
I'll be sending that later tonight.
All right, very good. And then I'll map out everything accordingly and then let you know what's going on. Very good. Well, I look forward to it. This is always a great event. It is hot because it's on the street, and but it's usually a good event and it's attended well by everybody. So let's see what happens and get it going. I look forward to it. Anything else you want to tell everybody about it?
Come on out for a good time. Like I said, at the end of the night, we're going to have a fireworks show that they do over the pier. I'm going to see if I can find out which bands are going to be playing at which bars. I know the bank is doing an old school discotheque that night. So they're calling it the Limelight, which is pretty funny because I remember going to the original Limelight in New York City. That's how old I am. But I'm not sure. I need to find out which bands are playing where, because Boot Hill's going to have a band. Main Street Station's going to have a band. Full Moon Saloon is also going to be having a band. I'm not sure about Dirty Harry's.
All right, very cool. And Angelina is online with us now. She's up there. I see her. Hello, Angelina. We look forward to seeing you this weekend and having a good time. I don't know that I'll be drinking rum, but I may have a few beers since I have to drive on back home later on that night. I have to mind my manners when it comes to drinking, which I hate.
That's why I always get a hotel for after Rumfest for the end of the night.
Yeah, well, I have to be careful because I also have to go back to work again the next day. But I may be changing that anyway, so we'll see what happens. And if I have to, I'll just go ahead.
Usually, another thing we do is to start off the parade. We'll do a black powder shoot off. We've got 2 people with blunderbuss. I'll have my flintlock. But that's all depending on whoever the head police officer in charge is, because I have to clear that through them first. But they've never denied me in the past. But I'm not going to say it's going to happen because you never know. They may say they may not permit it.
Well, I'll tell you this, but I don't have to tell you this, but I'll say it out here for anybody that's watching. With the events of things in the world over the last year or two or three, I've noticed a difference in the allowance of certain things that we do at our festivals. That makes sense?
Yes.
I mean, people are, let me know if you're staying by Thursday, Bill. I'll let you know. I'll try to let you know. I know that if I leave, I'll behave myself as far as the drinking goes, Angelina, so you won't have to worry about me. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens. I can always sleep in the back seat. but hey, you never know. So I'm working on a couple of, I've got a new routine. I'm just going to let everybody know I got a new routine where I get to pick some kid out of the audience and I'm going to run a sword through his neck.
Ooh.
Yes, magically, of course, but we're going to see if we've got any brave ones there. So we'll see how it goes. So we'll see what happens and go from there. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad you're hosting it up and taking care of all the things that need to be taken care of. I always appreciate working with you. You do a grand job. So that's always a good thing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Coming from you, it's an honor.
Oh, well, I appreciate that back then also. So I look forward to it. I'm sure I won't see you very much that night, but if I do see you, I'll have a drink with you.
I'm kind of like the headless chicken that night between the bars, the pirates, the parade, the performers. It gets pretty hectic.
Yes, it does. It does. Very good. Well, I'll look at that map and then I'll map myself out. I look forward to seeing both you and Angelina. There she is there. I thank you, Angelina, for the offer of the extra room. May consider it. We'll figure it out. But my wife, Kara's not going to be able to attend with me. So we have to see how things go. She has to, our great granddaughter's birthday is this weekend on Saturday. So one of us has to stay here and the other one has to go work. So I'll be going and working and then we'll do it from there. So very good. I can't think of anything else. Davey, do we have the poster that we were using for the Rum Festival also, or did you just have that one thing?
No, I just had that one thing. You didn't give me a poster.
All right. So we'll talk it up and add it more to our Facebook page, and I'll be adding it more to my Facebook page also. Very good. You're welcome to stay on the show, but we've got a few more minutes to go to say some thank yous to everybody, and stay on the show if you like and have the last word if you want to. All right?
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Davey, we've done all of that. We do need to bring on Mini Mayhem and do the end of the show joke, the reveal of his joke. Are you ready?
Ready.
Go ahead.
Okay, it's time for the answer to the joke of the week. Why was the pirate so good at storytelling? The answer is he always had a captivating tale. I know this joke captivates Mandy Jo. I saw her laughing.
Mandy.
Yeah, no, she's shaking her head like I am. No, I don't think so. Ladies and gentlemen, we always like to say thank you to everybody that watches our show. But one more extra reminder, next week, members only, we'd love to have you. Your picture will be on the screen. Your face will be on our screen. How many can we put on at one time, baby?
Something like 15, maybe.
Yeah.
The more that are on, the smaller the boxes, though.
But we can always pop them as they're speaking. We can pop them up and everything. So we'll have
Correct.
some fun with it. It'll be our first time trying it. We'll see what happens. It'll be a lot of fun. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we give you these thanks.
The Captain's Quarters podcast is always searching the world for history, knowledge, and adventure. It takes a crew to run a podcast, so we would like to take this opportunity to thank those who help keep the podcast going.
The crew: Captain William Mayhem, Navigator David Longwood, Cartographer Mandy Jo. Our charities we support: Ageless Acres, St. Augustine Humane Society, and Inc. Investing in Kids. The three major charities for support, but always room for more. You too can be part of the crew and support the show in many ways. Go to our Patreon. For a small monthly contribution, become a powder monkey, first mate, or captain sponsor. Go to YouTube and hit the like and subscribe buttons to join our ranks and support the show. It does take a crew. Thank you.
Very good, Davey. Very good. And what are our numbers? I'm trying to type something else, a question to Max.
Platforms first.
There we go. Our formats: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and Spotify. But if you just want to listen to us, because I know it's kind of unbearable to sit there and watch me, especially, all right, you can go to Apple Podcasts, Castbox, Stitcher, Twitter, Spotify, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. That's how you can listen to us. We're on all those whatever they're called. And of course, our numbers. Good job. And I just noticed we crossed the 1,500 line by one, but still 1,501. Yeah, all right. We're getting there. It'll take us a while, but Joe Rogan's already scared, I can tell. And according to my list, I think we've reached about the end of our show. Have I missed anything, Davey?
Nope.
Good. Before we do anything else, you've got our email up there. Remember, all of you that are members or that want to be members, go on board Patreon or YouTube and join up, and then send us your email so we can put everybody on board. We have the ability, if it's me and Mandy and Davey, we do have the ability to put 13 other people on board, or at least 12, and see what happens. We'd love to have everybody there. We'll even talk about the Rum Festival a little bit and let everybody know how much fun it was. But we're going to have a pirate round table next Monday evening for any of our members to just sit and tell us about their pirate timing anywhere at all in any place they're at. So we might be hearing about Panama City. We will be hearing about Michigan. I'm sure there's a couple of other places that we'll hear about that pirates are there and they're part of our crew. So we'd love to have you. Remember, send us your email at captainsquarterspodcast21@gmail.com. That way we get your email and can send out the blast. Mr. Gonzo, I'm going to give you the last word on the Rum Fest.
Everybody have a great week, and I look forward to seeing all the pirates and all the, we call it mondanes at the Rum Fest next weekend.
All right. I look forward to it also, and we will see you there. And Davey, I guess that's about it. So how do we sign off?
Part of the podcast.
Part of the crew.
Always, ladies and gentlemen, we can't do it without you. We could. It's not as much fun. Oh, I see that Mandy has a tiger. Very good. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we can't do it without you. But having you around makes this a much more enjoyable experience, and we appreciate your support and your fandom. So, ladies and gentlemen, we say good night. Davey, take us out.
With wit and charm they